Well, 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 look who's ready to dip their toes into the wild world of homeownership. Bruno, my man, you've come to the right place. You're like a babe in the woods, but not to worry. We're about to embark on an epic journey from cluelessness to closing table triumph. Now, let's start with step 1, the credit check. Think of it like giving your financial history a spa day. We want it to glow, radiate with creditworthiness. What's that you say? Your credit's seen better days? Well, fear not. We're not just going to give it a facelift. We're going to give it a full-blown makeover. So, buckle up, Bruno. Get set for the ride. We're about to turn that credit from a duckling into a swan and have a few laughs along the way. No worries, amigo. We'll whip that credit into shape faster than you can say, credit score makeover montage. Alright, so my credit is looking fly, what's next? Bruno asks, his voice full of newfound confidence. Pedro, ever the financial guru, chuckles and says, now my friend, it's time to dive into the deep end of the pool, your finances. We're talking about budgets, savings, and all that jazz. It's not as sexy as house hunting, but trust me, it's just as important. Budgets? Bruno stammers, that sounds daunting. Pedro laughs. Daunting? No way, man. Think of it like this. You're about to run a marathon. You wouldn't just sprint off the starting line without any training, would you? Bruno shakes his head. No, I guess not. Exactly, Pedro exclaims. And that's what we're doing here. We're training. We're building up your financial stamina. We're getting you ready to go the distance. Bruno nods, a determined look in his eyes. All right, let's do this. I'm ready. Think of it like preparing for a marathon. Gotta build up that financial stamina. Woo, I'm feeling pumped. Time to start house hunting, right? Says Bruno, the excitement palpable in his voice. Absolutely, Bruno. It's time to channel our inner Indiana Jones and embark on the most thrilling treasure hunt of your life. We're not just looking for any old house. No, sir, we're on a quest for your dream home, your perfect castle. Pedro responds, matching Bruno's enthusiasm. Now remember, house hunting isn't just about finding the most glamorous mansion out there, it's about finding a place that feels like home, a place where you can see yourself sipping morning coffee in the kitchen, or curling up with a good book in the living room. Pedro continues, house hunting is a lot like dating. We're going to visit a few houses, maybe even have a few disappointments, but eventually we'll find the one. And when we do, it will be worth every moment of the search. We'll search high and low until we find the perfect castle for our noble knight, Pedro concludes, the promise of adventure hanging in the air. Found it! This house is the one. Now what? Bruno exclaims, his eyes wide with anticipation. Pedro grins, ready to dive into the next thrilling chapter of their home-buying adventure. Now, Bruno, it's time to channel your inner Marlon Brando, because we're about to make them an offer they can't refuse, Pedro says, his voice full of excitement. But don't worry, we're talking more along the lines of savvy negotiation, and less about, well, horseheads. Bruno chuckles, his nerves easing as he imagines himself in the iconic scene. I see, so we're in the negotiation phase. Got any tricks up your sleeve, Pedro? Pedro winks, his confidence infectious. You bet, Bruno. We're going to craft an offer that's as irresistible as a Sicilian cannoli. We'll consider the home's value, our budget, and come up with a reasonable counteroffer that's sure to seal the deal. We're gonna make an offer they can't refuse. Think Godfather, but with fewer horseheads and more reasonable counteroffers. They accepted our offer. Holy cow, I'm hyperventilating. What do we do now? Exclaims Bruno, barely able to contain his excitement. Pedro, ever the cool and collected guide, replies, time to get down to business, Bruno. We're talking inspections, appraisals, and all that jazz. It's like going through a checklist before launching a rocket. Gotta make sure everything's shipshape. As the final steps of the home buying process unfold, Bruno's nervousness gives way to anticipation. This is it, Pedro. We're finally here, closing day. I'm so excited I might spontaneously combust. Bruno laughs. Hold on to your hat, Bruno, Pedro says with a chuckle. It's time to sign those papers, pop some bubbly, and officially become a homeowner. We did it, amigo, cue the confetti cannons. Bruno, grinning from ear to ear, can't help but thank Pedro for his guidance. Pedro, you're a miracle worker. I can't believe I'm finally a homeowner. Thank you so much for guiding me through this crazy journey.